Hey guys, Rick and Duke, welcome to another episode of Warhog Words of Wisdom. So, for those of you tuning in, watching us, you're going to see a ticker scrolling across the bottom. We're going to get more into that as the episode burns on, but just want to thank you guys for giving us your most precious commodity, your time to tune in. Greatly appreciated. Guys, do us a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, leave us a rating, review, like all that other good stuff to help us beat this crazy big tech algorithm. Since you're out there surfing the interwebs, do me a favor, swing by warhog.com, kelleydefense.com, sign up for those newsletters. Trust me, we'll not inundate you with a bunch of stuff. A couple of one-man show, veteran-owned businesses, so just support us the best you can. And don't forget, OTR patrons, stand by after this. We'll have some exclusive content for you guys. If you're interested about, hey, what's this OTR Patreon you're speaking about? Yes, our crew membership, free to join. Here's the beauty, 100-plus training videos on there, more being populated each day. Bi-monthly Zoom call with me and Mark. Just a great place for like-minded individuals to become 1% better every single day. And man, this thing's ramping up. We're sitting there having interactive video reviews of guys shooting performance and using the firearm training notebooks to make everyone 1% better. So guys, patrons, appreciate all your support. We couldn't do it without you. So for those of you listening, obviously you can't see the ticker going across the bottom, but you'll see there's a Amazon.com/shop/Warhog Tactical. What's that all about? That's our Amazon store page, and that's kind of roll right into this episode of Warhog Words of Wisdom. We're going to talk about preparedness in 2024. What does it exactly mean? That's a good question. We've seen people get their pants caught down, when this whole China virus thing came up. Do I think something's going to happen this year? Man, my gut tells me, yeah. There's been little sprinklings out there, little tests, if you want to say, for lack of better terms. Shockingly, AT&T was down for a little bit a couple months ago. Then next, pharmacies got hit with some type of I don't know, tech glitch where people couldn't get their prescriptions filled. I think they're all just dry runs, in my opinion, right? Not trying to be a conspiracy theorist guy, just speaking reality, what I'm seeing. You've got a current administration that has let into this country a division size plus of Chinese nationals. Now, you just don't leave communist China on your own. The government's going to sit there and has to give you the release to go. Trust me, a division size of males are not bailing out of that place on rubber rafts paddling out. Just ain't happening, right? So it's all sponsored by the communists. Of course, Biden supports it, lets them in. What does that mean? I don't know what it means, to be honest with you. But you've just let a division size plus growing daily of the enemy into our country. God knows how many terrorists are already here. Are they all working together? Who knows? No idea, guys, right? But what I'm telling you is what we've kind of done on that Amazon store, and we'll continue to do. There's a little section there just on preparedness. Just some things I think might be a good idea to kind of maybe have in stock, right? So if you think about it, if you guys can think back to when everything shut down, the old China virus, were you stocked or were you not? Were you running around looking for that toilet paper, or did you have some? What supplies do you keep on hand if all of a sudden you couldn't make it to the grocery store? And I just want you guys to do a deep dive thought. And again, it doesn't hurt to have these items on hand, especially here being in the South, when hurricane season rolls up, they start pushing a little more. Hey, make sure you're prepared. Well, why not be prepared all the time? Don't let the government's not going to give you squat, right? They might give you some guidance. They might give you some outlines of some things you might want, might need. That's all great. But for you and your family, you need to sit there and think of possible potential contingencies of things that might happen. So I think a couple years back, we had one of our pipelines there was basically held for ransom. Next thing you know, here in the Southeast, we got all kinds of dramas, people trying to get fuel. So simple things. What's the status of your car sitting out in the driveway right now? Are they filled with gas or are they empty? Every chance I get, I try to keep them as topped off as I can because you just don't know. You might wake up tomorrow morning and go, hey, been another ransom attack. Pumps are shut down. What are you going to do? And here's the thing. During that time, we were still training, right? So I'm having to commute back and forth. And I mean, you don't want to shut stuff down. So you still want to make sure you've got the ability to do what you need to. Now, just stop for a minute and think of all the potential things. If everything were to shut down tomorrow, what do you need? What do you kind of need to be stocked up on? So let's just go a couple things that's already kind of happened. So for those of you that have prescription medication, number one, I'd say if you can wean yourself off of whatever you can, I would. Don't support Big Pharma because they just want you as a constant customer. But do you have that medication on board? How much do you have? Because the only reason I'm saying that is there's a prime example. We've already seen, was it a fluke? Was it somebody doing a test run? Was it whatever? Who knows? But they disrupted the ability for people to get prescription meds. So again, you just got to think about it. Communications. So at least for AT&T, they shut down that cell service altogether. Now I got it. In theory, you should be able to, hey, if you're by a tower, should pick it up. But shockingly, it doesn't work like that. Every time I'm standing right next to a tower, and for whatever reason, zero, got nothing, glitch, right? So how are you going to communicate? What's your alternate forms of communication if something were to happen? Do you even have a plan for it? And again, I'm just trying to get you guys to think about things for you. Hey, if you've got everybody that lives under the same roof, great, super easy. But hey, if you got kids in other states, other parts of the state you live in, other side of town, all I'm saying is just have a plan just to communicate if something goes wrong. And again, this isn't, Rick's kind of grand conspiracy. It could be, hey, let's do a prime example. Hurricane rolls in, power grid's knocked out, cell towers are down. How are you going to sit there and let your friends and family know, hey, we're good to go. All's well here. Yeah, you can send smoke signals and carrier pigeons, I guess, if you want. Better work those skills out. But all joking aside, you want to have a plan for what's going on. Think about this. Who else resides in your house? Your little four-legged buddies, man. Make sure we're taking care of them. Make sure you got, if you're going to sit there and have extra chow for you, hey, man, extra bag of chow for them as well, right? All the kind of stuff that a lot of times we don't think about, but you need to. And start preparing now. Because is it going to happen today when you're listening to this podcast? Is it going to happen a week from now? Is it going to happen when it gets closer to the elections? I don't know. But I do think something's going to happen. Dan Bongino brought up a great point. I don't know how a climate emergency or climate change, they can dub a climate emergency. Then all of a sudden you give Biden his emergency powers. Man, he can get silly stupid, which he already is, but he can get stupider. God knows what he can implement in there. So again, guys, I want you not to get caught shorthanded is really the whole driving factor. Now, when it comes to this whole Amazon list, is it the end all be all? Am I saying you got to get everything from Amazon? Nope. I'm just kind of versus me rambling down a bunch of stuff. Here's all I'm saying. Use it as a reference, right? Go there, say, hey, what's some stuff Rick has on there? And I'll start to, populate it more, right? So just kind of a quick thinking. What's a quick, easy resource I can give you guys? You got to say, well, heck, Rick, I can't remember Amazon.com/shop/Warhog Tactical. Too easy. Just go to warhog.com, look for the big Amazon button, click it, boom, it'll get you there, right? So if you need another copy of the book, you can get you one there. There's all kinds of stuff we got there, just different range stuff. And all I'm trying to do is just go, hey, here's some things I use. Am I necessarily endorsing Amazon as your one-stop shop for everything? Nope. I'm using it as a resource so that you can see, here's some things that I'm using, doing, whatever the case may be, just to help you guys out. If it's easy just to click there, throw it in your cart, do whatever, hey, by all means, knock yourself out. But I just don't want to see guys get caught short. Same thing. We've seen it in the past, right? Water main breaks. Next thing you know, you got no water. Do you get any water on hand? Are you storing water? Do you got something? I mean, just all these things we can go down. I'm a big proponent of cash money, right? I believe in it because I've seen same thing. It was funny, and I can't remember if it was during when the pipeline got shut down, but there's been times I've gone to the gas station, need to get gas in the car, and it's like, yep, credit card reader isn't working. No problem. Boom. Pay with cash, right? So again, have some cash on hand. Doesn't hurt. And again, don't be sitting there stacking all kinds of Benjamins. Then it's more difficult for people to break. Put it in some smaller, easier denominations. If you need it, hey man, give more or less exact change. Bam, there you go. Paid for, get your goods, off you go, and all's well. So you don't want to get cut short. We start relying on the conveniences of life, which I get it, right? Credit cards are easy. Just sit there and swipe or tap or use your phone for your Apple Pay, whatever you're doing. That's great. But at the end of the day, what happens when all that stuff's not working? Cash is still accepted, right? They'll still take cash money. So just food for thought on that one. And then kind of the last thing I'll leave you with is how much are you going to stock up? What do you need supplies? How much do you need supplies for? Kind of in the past, I've said, hey man, about 2 weeks. We've been without power and stuff down here for a couple weeks, depending how bad the storms are. Is this one going to be worse? Is it going to be not? I don't know. But that's a decision. Sit down with your family, kind of look at your financial situation and go, hey, what can we afford? What can't we afford? Maybe sit there and go, hey, we can pick up 2 weeks extra and kind of, put it there. And again, when I'm talking the food stuff, let me reiterate this, right? So it's not stuff that's going in your fridge. So you look at all your different companies out there that are offering some type of emergency freeze dried type meals, right? But you need water to get them reconstituted. You need a way to heat them up. So again, just all these different things to think about when you're doing your preparedness stuff. So think about the power goes out, and it's just a matter of time before that fridge is going to start losing its refrigeration. Then potentially, if you stocked up all your supplies in the fridge, man, that thing goes down. Do you have a generator? Can you power anything in the house? Spare light source, all these different things. Guys, I'm going to be always a big proponent. We should be working our physical fitness prior to, right? To me, that's part of our preparedness. Train with our firearms. We want to have the skills. God forbid we need to use them. But just try to get yourself positioned the best you can that if something silly should happen this year, and I'm not saying it will, but I'm saying it might, I'd rather be prepared than not. So that's your War Hog words of wisdom. Preparedness 2024. Be prepared. Have a plan. Have your supplies. Train your body. Train your mind. Make sure you've got the skills, if need be, to take care of you and your family. Patrons, stand by. We got added content for you guys. For the rest of you guys, make sure you guys train hard. Stay safe. We'll see you guys on the range. God bless you. God bless your families. God bless our military. God bless the United States of America. Rick and Duco out.